Hey guys, Rob Kosberg with Bestseller Publishing. You can find us online at bestsellerpublishing.org. Today I want to talk to you about our mass media formula, but specifically for radio. A lot of you know that I was on radio, live call-in shows, syndicated shows, spots, podcasts all over the country. I want to share with you my formula and how you can do it too. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. So Rob here with Bestseller Publishing. I want to share with you my mass media formula for radio. It's C plus AH and WTS plus H and or O. A little crazy, but I promise you it'll be very, very helpful. This is the same formula we use for television, but it's obviously a little bit different with radio. Some of you may be more interested in radio than you are TV. TV, especially if it's local, you have to travel. With radio, you know, oftentimes with the advent of this thing called the internet, wow, love it, you can do it right from your own home studio or right from a local studio. So for those of you that don't know, I kind of got my start when I wrote my first book, my first bestseller, Life After Debt. And for me, that book opened up some tremendous doors specifically for radio. I mentioned to you, I did a live call-in show. I did 4 hours a week of live call-in radio, a little like Dave Ramsey. Obviously, he's much bigger and nationwide, but for me, it meant millions of dollars in income to me and to my business. That live call-in show started very, very small, and I want to share that trajectory with you. I did a syndicated show. I also did spots, paid advertising spots, where we gave away my best-selling book for free to generate leads for my business. Tremendous success with that. And also, of course, I did a podcast, and I may start doing a new podcast specifically for my authors and for bestseller publishing, which we've been doing now for several years. So what is the formula? Let me go through it with you, and let me share how it impacted my business and how it can help you as well. The C is credibility. Credibility. For most producers, for radio, television, any type of mass media, you're an unknown quantity. If you're known, then you already have opportunities coming your way. But for most of us, we're unknown quantities. Maybe we're experts in our industry, or we're successful at what we do. But for that producer of that radio show, they don't know who you are. If they know that you are a best-selling author, then immediately you have credibility in that particular field or industry. That's how I did it. So what did it look like for me? When I wrote my first book, I decided that I wanted to use that book to position me on mass media because our offer had to do with financial services. And so the way that we decided to do that is the rest of the formula, and I'll share that with you now. The second part of the formula is the AH plus the WTH. The AH is an audience hook, and the WTS is a well thought out segment. So when we started with my best-selling book, Life After Debt, I immediately began positioning that in front of producers of radio shows that were local in my area. What I did is I told them we were going through the financial crisis, just coming out of it. This is late 2009. I told them I'm a best-selling author, specifically in the areas of finance, but I also had a ton of real estate, mortgage and real estate knowledge, and that I would be willing to share that. We came up with an idea and crafted this segment, and we called it All Things Financial. And it started out as a 2-minute segment every Friday on the radio on one particular radio station. We would get questions that were either called into the station or because of their social media that came in through other channels. And I would answer those questions on the radio for that 2-minute spot. I went into the radio station. I did that purposefully because I wanted to build a relationship with the producer. Well, All Things Financial started as a 2-minute spot. It went to 15 minutes within a few months, and eventually that became my live call-in show that I did over 4 hours live every single week. I would give a very short educational spot in the beginning, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Then we would open up the phone lines and people would be calling in and I would answer their questions. I would also give them a copy of my best-selling book, a physical version of it that we would ship to them in exchange for their information and for them answering just a few questions on a survey. In doing this, we generated dozens of leads every single time my show aired, and because of that, my business exploded. So I had the credibility with the producer. I started with a great hook and a well-thought-out segment, and you know what? I hustled, and I had others helping me. This live call-in show that I did wasn't all that I did. Now, again, it started 2 minutes, then 15 minutes, then over 4 hours every week. At the same time, I did a 30-minute recorded show on another station. At the same time, we began expanding nationally, and I started doing spots that cost me money to advertise, but because we had the formula tweaked by then, we knew that if we spent X amount of dollars, we were going to receive X amount of leads, and it was going to generate X amount of income. And by the time we were done with radio, meaning that I sold my financial company and was no longer the person doing the radio, we were receiving about $10 for every $1 we spent in advertising. That is a great formula, my friend, and it's one that you can use to both get on the radio, having that credibility. Your own book, your best-selling book will do that for you. Crafting a great hook and a well-thought-out segment that is put in front of the right people. If you have all of those elements together, then you know what? You can not only get on radio, but you can use radio to explode your business, sell your products, sell coaching, maybe advance yourself to television if that's what you're interested in, or speaking engagements as well. I hope this has been helpful to you. This is our radio mass media formula. You guys can do it too. If you want some help or if you have some questions about that, feel free to give us a call in our office in Pasadena. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 Pacific. The telephone number is 626-765-9750. Thanks so much for being with me again, and we'll talk again real soon.